me. And I use a lot of platforms for vibe coding. It kind of depends on like what type of job you want to accomplish or what you're building. But yeah, I wanted to kind of get a feel for the crowd and other people too of like, what they're building, because there actually are vibe code platforms like Ohara and Poof that are specifically like for Web3.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some like Web Ohara is on Base and Poof is on Solana. Um, so yeah, so depending on like what you actually are wanting to build, there's so many different options. But some of the stuff in this guide here is just um, good solid information, like from Lovable, and then just solid information that is like good for anybody kind of starting out with vibe coding.
Dope. Can you see your can you see your slide in the space?
Yeah, I see it.
Cool. So we are live streaming right now. We are on X, LinkedIn, and YouTube, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to Super Wednesday 207. Um, just want to welcome everybody here. We're doing a workshop the hour before the concert now, just to add a little twist, add some value, add some education. And it's led by Candy. Candy, this is her thing. She is a builder and she is creating and she's leading the way. She shared a lot of knowledge with me personally, to be honest, and she's honestly helped me tremendously. She's definitely gotten me to the next level, and it takes a lot of baby steps. So I want to say thank you for that, and if we can give her a round of applause by hitting C, and that would let your avatar clap. Just a little tutorial there. But yes, I hope for the Japanese in here, that there's a way that you can translate iClip and Kumiko. I hope you guys have like some translators. If not, we need to make an app that like browses your like that watches your browser and translates in real time text. That'd be dope. Um, so yeah, basically, ladies and gentlemen, this is Candy. You could follow her. It's at Candy Toy Box. If anyone wants to just say anything really quick before we get started, I'm streaming right now live, so I'm gonna be kind of hovering through with the camera. I see 15. Oh, nice! They have the live translator on, you guys. Candy. There's people in Japan right now at 1 in the morning here for this, and they come for the concerts and everything. They're so supportive. They're incredible. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate everybody here. So Marnius, nice to see you. I actually met Marnius in Discord last week, if that is Marnius. Oh no, he left. But yeah, that is Steve Strange. Meta Mike does a build goes to this thing called Builders Corner every Wednesday. So or not every Wednesday, like whenever it's there all the time for the Metadine. And basically, I've gotten to like hang out with Meta Mike, Josh Garrett, Marnius, and a couple of friends, and just learned a lot with them. So, anyways, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have Candy, and I want to say thank you. We're going to be doing this every week. So, Candy, I wanted to just give you the stage. Thank you so much. If you could tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about the 15 slides that you have prepared.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm Candy. I have been in Web3 since February 2022. Um, and I've really fallen in love with AI. AI is like really given me the ability to do a lot of things that I never ever thought I could do. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. Everything from like artistic abilities, which I don't have in real life, to coding and developing platforms and applications, which I am not a developer or trained in programming or any of that stuff. So, um, typically I would, well, I would say typically first, my first specialty would be hospitality. I ran and operated and opened restaurants and bars. Um, and then after, you know, being home, having kids, COVID, all that, then just been like fully Web3. Yeah, so the vibe coding vibe coding is awesome because it really gives the ability for anybody who has no technical or developer coding skills, the ability to be able to create the applications and the ideas that they have. Um, so yeah, so I know Lovable is like one of the most popular. It's the one that Stilo's been using and Louis and some other people. There are other vibe coding platforms as well. There's Bolt, Replit. There's O'Hara, which is built on Base, but also does Solana. There's Poof, which is built on Solana. Yeah, I know I'm missing some, but there are quite a few platforms. Um, each platform, as you know, kind of like with all platforms, has their little quirks and their own little language and vocabularies. So when it comes to AI, it is kind of, knowing which platform is good for what problem or thing is definitely helpful. Um, you can always kind of run that by AI if you want to in the beginning. But for the most part, Lovable pretty much covers a lot of stuff. I mean, if you're going real Web3, I might find maybe something more Web3, but as long as it's just, pretty basic stuff, and if you do a little bit of Web3, I'm pretty sure like Lovable can handle it. So, Stilo, if you want to go to the slide, you can. Next slide. But yeah, so okay, I'm trying to see.
Oh, oops. All right. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a good view of it here because.
Oh, no worries. Oh, yeah, because the podium. Yeah, if you want, you could back up all the way and just walk through the aisles and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, that might be easier.
Yeah. Imagine doing this in the
There it is.
Meta Quest. You have the Meta.
I know. I wanted.
That would be crazy lit.
I know. Well, that was actually I wanted to, and I'm still having trouble figuring out how to get on Spatial in my son's
Yeah,
MetaQuest.
I'll help
But I
you.
have been
It's
working
easy.
on it.
Takes 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna need that
It'll
help.
be so crazy because you'll like
Okay,
point at the slide and everything, and your arms are animated. It's so cool.
that's awesome.
Oh, and also, if anyone has a question, just let us know in the chat, and I can relay the message. Hello to everybody
Yeah.
here. By the way, thank you for being here. Let's rock.
So, yeah. So vibe coding is um, okay. So for vibe coding, really, what you're doing in vibe coding essentially is you're taking you're translating your creative idea into an application, um, and actually translating. I heard a podcast the other day, and they were talking about how pretty much like coding is translating, designing is translating, like all the stuff that we do is like kind of a form of translation. And I thought that was kind of interesting and a good way to look at vibe coding. So like you may not know what you're doing on a technical stance, but you know like what you want to build. So the best way to get started with that is to first like first you want to kind of flesh out your whole idea of the platform. You can skip to the next slide.
Copy.
You want to flesh out like your whole idea of what you want to build. Um, sometimes, like, I know even myself, like, I kind of skip this part, and I'll try to just go in and I'll just try to put it all in the prompt. And I kind of always, you kind of always end up regretting it, because later you kind of go back and you ask it to like add stuff that would have just been easier if it was all added in the beginning. Um, so you can, well, okay, so from like your own experience, like when you're on the web, I found that like this is this is kind of how we all know what we want, because we've been to millions of websites, we've used applications, and we kind of know what like a good user flow is and everything. So capturing that, all that information in just like a great brainstorm is good. You can then you could go to the AI and you can ask it to write a PRD. A PRD is a product requirement document. Product require, yeah, document, and it pretty much just has like all the specs, the logic, kind of like the whole idea and outline of the application. Now, I have found that a lot of a lot of the vibe coding applications, they say, okay, so it could be controversial, I guess, but some say that you should tell it like that you want what you want to use, like React, Next.js, whatever it is that you want to use. But I've actually found that with vibe coding, it's really good to do like so give it the problem and kind of let it choose its own solution of the tech stack, because like what I've found is that we are vibe coders, we aren't fully technical, knowing like what tech piece would be good for what problem. So I have found that like making a PRD and an outline of everything is very helpful, but I would keep it more on the just the overall functions of the app, not like try not to get too technical unless you know specifically you really want to use that piece of tech, on telling it like what type of tech to use. Because I've found that the vibe coding agents usually they know like the quickest route, the easiest way. You can switch to the slide here. Um, the slides I'm they're the slides are helpful, and they are definitely have the same information, but I might kind of jump around. I'm not, and these will be available afterwards too for anybody. Yeah, so okay, so Lovable here, this talks about the knowledge file on this slide. And when I tried it out yesterday and I was doing like a mock of like what I wanted to make, it didn't explicitly give me the knowledge file, like where to put that in right away. So this is definitely helpful, and the knowledge file is basically it's like information that is sent with every prompt. So if you want to keep your thing on track, like for instance with WaveWarZ, I've been vibe coding the stats app, and there's some very specific things about WaveWarZ, like mechanics, like so there's two coins and there's two artists and there's two liquidity pools. So there's, the winner is like decided on their liquidity pool. So little details like that, for instance, are something that you could put in the project, the knowledge file, that with every prompt, it will just be, uh, you know, reiterated to the AI basically. And that's something that I think is maybe specific to Lovable, because I haven't seen all vibe code apps have that option. But if they do have it, it's definitely something great to look at and use. You can go to the next slide.
Awesome. I also love how you put the colors here, what to include, the four pillars. Love how like the cyber cyan is connected to the core concept. I love how the users, the hot magenta is connected to the journey, the personas. I love the yellow, signal yellow, key features, functionality. And then just out of curiosity, are you, there's a couple like a lot there's a couple questions I had, but one of them was just like, do you prompt straight into like, let's say, uh, lovable, or would you would go into ChatGPT, have a conversation, and have it create you the prompt?
That kind of depends. Like, so for instance, if I just want to get a quick feel for something, like, hey, I got this quick idea, let me just kind of see, like what it produces, then I'll just throw it right into the vibe code prompt. Actually, most of the vibe coders too have two options that on the thing. It'll show chat and write, or chat and build. And if you use the chat part and you talk to it like about, like, if you give it your idea and then you kind of talk to it, if you can chat on the vibe code platform, like Lovable offers this, then you can kind of have that platform make a better prompt for you to start building with. Or not really a better prompt, because like if you're using the chat, you kind of work it out like together, like as as you're forming it. um if you have an idea, like let's say I have a couple ideas that, like, I know that this could be a product and I want to like charge people for subscriptions. I almost said prescriptions, but charge people for subscriptions. And you know that like this is like a customer facing product, or you know that this is like an internal tool that like many people are going to be using, then I would definitely go to ChatGPT and kind of talk through that and then come up with a good, solid prompt that way. If you're building something that is like, you're very serious about it, it's going to be, to other people, or maybe there's a little more complicated. If it's not so complicated, if it's something that like, you really have the grasp of it in your head of exactly what you want it to do, then you can go ahead and put it just right in the lovable. But if you're building something serious, it definitely is worthwhile to go ahead and discuss with ChatGPT. The only thing I would warn about though is sometimes AI likes to like string you along on like, oh well, we could do this and then we could do this. And like sometimes the more and more you say yes to those things, the more and more complicated things get. So I would keep it simple if you get it, build a chat or build a prompt with ChatGPT.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I've been noticed.
Yeah, we can switch sides here, but you'll notice, like Sheila was pointing out, in those different colors of the different aspects to include. Um, you'll notice that there's like nothing really in there that's like saying tell it exactly like you have to use Next.js or TypeScript, or you have to use like certain things. And that I feel like is the part where I was talking about of how, like, the AI kind of knows like the shortest path from A to B. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, imagine like, you know, when you do prompt, yeah, including colors, it would be such a smart idea. Including the color, like asking to talk about the colors that you're expressing to it right now, and a fusion of those colors. Like, what would my fusion be? Very interesting. Yeah, for me, because of the credits being expensive, obviously, like, instead of like burning through credits, what I like to do is go through ChatGPT, and it'll just like create the best prompt, even if it's like a simple idea, and it'll just like and then it'll like I'll have a conversation about it, and like, and when I go back and forth, then we'll go into lovable. Meta Mike actually like, I was doing it, but Meta Mike really, he really like was like, hey man, you should, put it through ChatGPT, like, don't you burn through all your credits. So that was like a big one for me. It's been saving me a lot. So Yeah, thank you. And if anyone has any questions, just
Yeah,
write
no,
it in the
that's a
chat. Sorry.
no, that's a good point. If yeah, if you there's some platforms like I know O'Hara, and I think I was talking to Lovable. I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely check with the vibe coding platform and see if the chat charges you credits. I know like O'Hara, you can chat on O'Hara like all day with it, and it's not counted against your credits. I believe that's how it was, unless they change anything. But so you could definitely, yes, I do suggest that. Is if you're limited on credits for the vibe coding platform, then definitely take your chat elsewhere because otherwise you will kind of burn through the credits. So up here on the screen, you can see there's two ways of building. You can build from the front end first, and then you can build from the back to the front. And after doing some vibe coding, you'll probably figure out which way you like right away. And honestly, you naturally will probably have your own preference of this. Being non-technical, it is a little bit more advised to do the front end first and then kind of work backwards. And by that I mean like, you telling it like what the you want the user to click on, and you tell them like what fill-in boxes or input boxes are there. Like you're explaining your application from as if you were like a user using it. Um, people who are people who are a little bit more maybe advanced or technical may choose to work from the back end forward, but because then you have to work with like connecting everything you built in the back to then look the way you want in the front. And I haven't figured that. That's more difficult personally. So usually it's advised to be front end to back end. We can switch slides here.
Yeah, I noticed like building incrementally, really helped me. Like, like starting with one simple thing and then like building on that thing and building on that thing. And then things just come up. You're like, oh, well, what if I do this? Oh, well, yeah, then I could do that. And then, oh, well, and I love what you said earlier too. It was like around the first slide, it's like a lot of this like comes from brainstorming, and like knowing what systems you want in your vibe coding. So for me, it took like 3 months of just thinking, and then 5 days, 3 days, the app was ready, and then now it's like 10 days in, and it's just updating every day. So yeah, thank you. Go ahead, Candy.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Is building like the more you brainstorm and the more you kind of too, it also helps like whenever if there's sites that like you visit that have like similar functions or have like similar things that you're wanting to build, sometimes it kind of helps to like run by those sites too, and kind of like you put it in words from like your perspective and then like put it back in the prompt. It helps.
Hmm.
um, yeah, so this is just kind of talking about prompting with a purpose. And basically the thing is like it says, the golden rule: stay clear and verbose prompts. It really is like what you put in is what you're gonna get out. So if you put, like something kind of vague in, it's gonna make something for you, but it's not gonna like probably be exactly what you want. So like even um, I know even one of the mistakes that I often make is like you'll be talking to the AI and you'll be building, and you'll kind of start to like assume in your head that it's like retaining the information the exact same way as like me talking to you would be. And you kind of like start to assume that it knows what you're talking about. And one thing, like to avoid running into errors or to avoid like things being changed that you don't want, is to just always remember. Like I try to remind myself that like even though you don't assume that the AI knows what you're talking about. So like whenever it has a file upload section and like something's going wrong with it, like you don't want to just say, oh, I can't upload my file. Like you want to say, the file upload, whatever you call it, function on this page, located here is not working properly to upload the files. Like you need to make sure you really, really be specific, and that will help so that like it doesn't go in and change other stuff that you don't want it to change. Another great thing is when you do have, like, if it says it's fixed everything and says, oh yeah, there's gonna be no more errors, everything will be working, and then you look and it's not working, sometimes it's better to just take a quick screenshot and throw that screenshot right into the vibe code chat, because then the vibe coder can, or the vibe code agent can really see what you see, and then it'll pick out the errors a lot quicker. There's also sometimes something that happens, like whenever you'll build something, and I don't know, you may have happened to you guys before, to where it'll flash the page that like you want, and then it'll go away, and then it'll just be white. And like that's just like a little error that kind of happens sometimes, like on every platform. And like little things like that, to where you tell it, like, be real specific. So like if it flashes the thing you want and then it disappears, like make sure you tell it, like, I saw it, it was there, and then it disappeared. Or like if you have something working and then all of a sudden it's not working, you make sure that you tell it like it was just working. Because a lot of times what it'll do is it'll just, if you say like, oh, this isn't working, and you didn't let it know like the other things, then it'll just kind of jump in and start fixing stuff, when really the fixed answer kind of could have already been in the code. It's just something was preventing it from like displaying properly. So always be real specific. Some of them have that little like, it's a little cross that you can like pinpoint. I think Lovable has it where you can like click on the piece, and then you can like literally tell it like this piece isn't working. And that's very helpful for like buttons and like input fields. Or sometimes if the contrast, like sometimes you'll get something and like everything all looks good, but there'll be like one little section where like the text is like dark on dark and you can't really read it. It's real good to use the little cross visualizer pointer thing to like click on that and be like, use high contrast, easy to read font, and that'll find it. Because I find sometimes that like the hard part is not doing it with the AI. Sometimes the hard part is coming up with the right words to like suggest the right change, I guess. We can switch slides.
Nice. I see LTO is here. What up, LTO? Marnius, what up,
What
man?
up?
Josh, what up? Avatar B. If anyone has anything any questions, please feel free. Just clap or write it in the chat. Yeah, here we go. Next slide. Yeah, you can just say next slide and I gotcha. All right, here we go.
Yes, so this builds with bricks and not monoliths. This is so true, and it is one of the hardest things, honestly, for me personally. That might be because I'm so impatient, but whenever you get like you do want to try to take it step by step. Um, in here, it kind of shows like it has a prompt that says, yeah, there's on one of the slides, it kind of has a prompt, and it says something about like, okay, so break my idea down into the smallest like buildable chunks. And you do want to do that. I know it does, it kind of like if you if you talk to ChatGPT and you work out a prompt, you can then ask it like, can you break this prompt up into small buildable chunks, or like, the buildable steps. And it is best to follow that step by step. Like, do one feature, and when that's working, you test it. Then you ask it to do the next feature, and you test it. A little hesitant as I'm saying this, only because I know that for me, like when the AI is doing good and it works, then I just want to throw like as much as I can in there to get as much accomplished at one time as you can. And that usually, like, it doesn't always work out. So if you have like a couple things that are lighter type of features, or like little type of changes, then yeah, you can throw in a couple more steps. Like you can throw in a couple things at one time. But if you have something like, build out the subscription part, and then you have something about like saving the data, or, if you have different sections that are completely like different, or they're all their own sort of activity or something, then it definitely is best to like break it up, do one portion at a time. And that way too is you can, well, we'll talk about it in a minute, versioning, but like that way too you can go back to like where it was working. Or like, let's say that this, you added this thing and that's not working well with it. Well, then, like, since you did it in steps, it's a lot easier to like take out that thing that's not working. Whenever you give it like 5 tasks to do all at once, it might complete the tasks, but then if you have a trouble somewhere, it's really hard to like untangle and like find the problem, because all of the prompt and work was like done squished together. You can go to the next slide.
I love that one, by the way.
This is just talking about chat mode, and how I was saying, there's usually like a build and a chat section, and it's always good to go through and chat as much as you can. Um, Actually, too, I found that sometimes like you'll start building, and you'll be getting pretty far, and you'll just be so used to using the build chat like that you're already in, and you'll kind of do that, and then you'll kind of keep going with that. Sorry. And you'll kind of keep going with that. But it's always good to kind of remind yourself that that chat is there. So like when you're halfway through building and things are getting maybe a little more complicated, or maybe you've done a lot of stuff already, it's always just a good idea to switch to chat and just be like, where are we on our progress? Like, or you can ask it too sometimes, like if you gave it some screenshots for like debugging or something, you can also ask it to like, delete any screenshots that that you don't need. Or it's always good to switch back to chat and kind of regroup before you go burning through like your credits again on just the build node. Okay, you can switch slides. Okay, so the navigating glitches in the matrix, as we all know, there's lots of those. Um, I love this prompt that I have at the bottom. Uh, Please investigate this without breaking other features. If needed, please revert to the last working version and fix from there. I love that prompt, especially the part about not breaking other features. You'll find sometimes in vibe coding, it'll fix one thing and it'll change another that you didn't ask it to change. And if you find that happens, that is, it's really good to then, well, for one, just remember that. And with every prompt, you can like tell it specifically, like, do not write any code, only investigate. Or you can say like, do not touch this file, and this file, or do not touch the theme, or the design, or whatever, like whatever it is. it's good. Like if you're worried about it messing it up, it's definitely worth it 100% to tell it not to touch those things, and then that way you don't get those like random errors that break other parts. And then two, okay, so whenever you do have errors that come up, I actually like abuse this now probably more than anybody. But like as soon as something, even on like regular sites that are supposed to be working, I just to check it out. But you can put your cursor on your, on the site you're building, and you can right click, and the last little option on the menu that'll pop up is called inspect. And when you click, this is on a Mac, so I'm assuming same, but you click the inspect button, and then that browser console or that browser with all the code in it will pop up on the side, on the right side, and that has all the all the code and all the stuff that like us non-technical people usually look at. But there's a spot at the top and it's called the council. And if you look there, well, if you don't know where the council is, you can also just look for the little tiny red X or the red like flags, and click on that. It'll bring you to the council. But if you go right in there and you copy paste all the errors that you're seeing in that council, and you put that right into the vibe code chat, that will give the vibe code agent all the context and information it needs to like fix those specific errors. And sometimes some of the errors will be like, maybe it's not on the front end where you can like visually see it. Maybe the errors are, like for instance with the stats app, maybe the error is like in calling one of the RPCs, or maybe the API is like timing out or something like that. And you can see those things in the browser console there, and just copy paste in like all that, those errors right in the vibe code chat is really like the best thing that you can do to debug. Okay, you can go to the next slide.
You got it. Yeah, that's actually great. Screenshots have helped me so much too. Like whenever I take a screenshot of an error or anything like that, or screenshots of anything, like help prompting so much. Um, yeah, I haven't gotten to the infinite loop yet. Actually, I did, and then I just like started something else, or like try start it all over, because like the whole build but with bricks concept that you said, super good point.
Okay, so this is about. Oh, is somebody else talking?
Nope.
Okay, so this is talking about the versioning, and okay, so it'll probably come in handy after you've done a little bit of vibe coding like a few times. It's something that like I'm just recently really getting the hang of GitHub, and all the push and pull and commits and all those different things. It's kind of, the terminology is something you kind of got to get used to and learn a little bit. But the versioning here is basically to where you can. Okay, so there's a couple ways of doing it. You could do it like if it lets you upload everything like to a GitHub repo. That is always great because then you can use like branches and the GitHub ways of like working on one section without breaking the others. Sometimes the vibe coding platform, depending on which one you're on, might not have a GitHub repo like available, or you may have to like have the expensive plan in order to be able to do it. Um, but if you can, it is always kind of advised to like use use versions of like what is working. I'm sorry, 1 second.
No, you're good.
Um, and then be able to like revert back to it. Um, and you can ask the AI to like kind of name those versions. Like let's say you get something working completely, and then like that whole portion's good, you're ready to move on. You can ask the AI to, um, okay, this is great. Save this as version one. We know everything is working from this point. You can also ask it to like update like the README file, and document like everything that you've done. So that way you have like a file that says kind of like where we're at and like what we've done, and then move on. So then that way, like if something breaks or whatever, then you always have something to where you can like go to the AI and be like, hey, let's go back to the version one, where we had all of this done or something like that. And that helps a lot because sometimes you'll get too far down the path to start over, but then again, like you're too far like lost to keep going. So yeah, you can switch to the next slide.
Ooh,
Yes,
super bass,
yeah,
fun.
this is absolutely huge, and honestly, I just experienced a whole meltdown. I just
A whole
experienced a whole
meltdown.
meltdown about this.
Uh oh, I think she got rugged. Oh, there you are.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just muting because my kid is talking here. Um, okay, so yeah, if you are building and if you are building and you decide to revert, but you've already implemented your database, well, the database does not revert like the code in the. You can think of code as kind of like a document that you're editing, to
With a
where
pen.
like if you delete something, you can go back and like kind of like edit undo. You can just edit undo your way back to where you were. But when it comes to databases, it doesn't quite work the same. um, it will not revert to back. So like if you lost a bunch of data, like you hooked up your database and then you lost a bunch of data whenever you were um, making the next changes, and then like all those changes were were there live, but then all of a sudden you say, oh no, I don't want this, I want to go back, give me my data back. uh, there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to do that, because the data will be gone. So to avoid that, that's another reason why it's good. That's another reason why it's good to build from the front end to the back end, because then that way you get all of your functionalities, or like all the things that you want to see happening completed before you build the back database. Because yeah, like I said, if you build the back database and then like you say, oh wait, no, I'm going to change all this and whatever, and then you got to go back, it won't work. So it's definitely good to add the database last. Um, like not maybe not last, but like last after you've got the whole front end going how you want. Okay, next slide.
Great point. I know we got some GitHub and super bass OGs in here.
Man, GitHub and Superbase is where I have been living for the last 2 weeks, and that Superbase AI is very helpful. And so, same with GitHub Copilot. I've just been like using that to do vibe coding in a way, and it's been working out. It does a good job.
Nice.
Um, okay, so this is when to reboot or remix. Sometimes you'll find like whenever you go digging into a project that you'll be making progress, you'll make progress, and then you'll try to add some other features and whatever. And then you'll kind of like, if you keep going, but then like maybe you forgot some stuff that you should have added in the beginning prompt, or maybe like maybe you thought like, oh, it should work this way, but then the AI kind of showed you that this is actually the best route for it. So then at that point, sometimes it's better to just take all the learnings and everything that you've had from that experience that you're vibe coding right now and repackage it into a more concise, but like prompt to where like you start over with all the information that you just gathered from your trial and error in a sense. Um, Sometimes that's just better to start over that way. So like if you were building something and you've gotten to where a point to where like you just feel like something's messy, the best thing to do is to just grab all that information that you've gathered in that experience and go start a new app, like start over again, completely just start over with a new application. One of the things that I've done when I get to this point, just because you usually when you get to this point you're a little bit mad that you got to start over, but you know it's the best option. A lot of times what I will do is I will ask the AI that I'm working on, the one that I'm sick of working on, I will ask that one to, tell me what we've built so far and like tell me like if I wanted to recreate this app from where I am right now in like one shot, or if I want to redo this, write me the prompt to recreate the app to where we are right now. And I've done this a lot. Actually, when I was doing stuff for O'Hara, um, I would build out the whole application until it worked, like, get to the end of it. And then I would ask it, like, instead of me pressing publish, I need you to write a prompt of how, like, the correct prompt from the very beginning to all the way to where we are now so that somebody else can recreate this without errors. And I did that with O'Hara so that I could, I was writing this basically the YouTube script for the KOLs. So their job was to make a video about O'Hara, building an application, vibe coding. And my job was to create the script and everything they needed so they could do this just like a YouTuber, because YouTubers aren't thinking about vibe coding right now. So and that worked really well. So I would build like whatever it was. I built like a financial simulator app. And then when I got to the end of it, I said, now, write a prompt that I can give to somebody else to remake this app that has like everything in it. And that I found is super helpful, even just for yourself. Um, yeah. So don't be afraid to start over, but starting over from like a more, a better point from where you were. You can go to the next one.
Great idea.
Um, okay, let's see. Okay, so this is just talking about the quick fixes and polishes. One thing that this taught me that I did not even realize and is genius um, is that if you want to like, if you have a photo or you have, well, not necessarily photo for YouTube, but if you have videos and stuff that you want to put on your app, the easiest and best way is just upload it to YouTube. You can keep it private or unlisted if you don't want other people to see it or you want it on there. And then grab that share URL from YouTube and give that to the AI and say, stick this video wherever you want it.
Fire.
But another alternative, I saw you did that on the Cyberfi site, and it looks great. But another alternative, which this Lovable taught me here, is that you can actually put the video or image or music, I guess, into your GitHub repo, like if you have everything uploaded there. And then that way, like, how it'll say, give me the video URL or
Yeah.
like give me the image URL. Sometimes it wants that. It won't let you upload your own file. You need a URL. And that's the way of getting that URL is by uploading it to your GitHub repo. And then it gives, like, it has a URL naturally in the the repo there. So that I thought was a great tip. Um, yeah, and then the visual edit tool, that's what I was talking about earlier. It's kind of like that little cross that you can go and pinpoint little things.
Mm.
And that's great for especially those little spots where it has like low contrast on the text. That's really good for that. You can switch sides.
Wow, great, uh, great slide right there. I think that was my favorite one.
Hmm. Okay, these prompts they added here at the bottom, these are from the Lovable site, and I thought they were really great. Like, it is totally true. Like, I'm sure you probably yelled at AI before or like gotten mad at the AI at some point. Um, it is true. Like, if you tell it, like, I'm getting frustrated, and you tell it that, like, or we are running in circles, or this is taking longer than it should, or like you tell it like those signals of frustration or even like disappointment. I kind of I gave GitHub Copilot yesterday. I was like no, go back and look at this because we've been wasting time, we were running in circles, like, and I gave it some screenshots and some like errors and things that like showed what I was kind of talking about. um, and it understands like the human element of like your frustration or whatever it is. Also too, you can use that in other ways to make it like kind of push its abilities, as in like sometimes if I'm doing something and I'm like, I know this should not be as difficult as it is, then I will tell it like, you know I won't necessarily say like a life or death situation, but I'll tell it like it is extremely important that this is fixed, within the next hour. And I will give it like a hard, like kind of like somebody is coming down on me, that like it's a life or death situation for me, like you must have this. And sometimes when you explain it just like that, like to AI, like, no, my presentation is in 1 hour. This has to happen. It will find a way to make it happen. Um, so that's always helpful. You
Wow,
can go to the next slide.
it's a great one.
Oh yeah, and the other tip that was on there about like talking to it, instead of typing it out. That is totally true. Like, I know like when I'm vibe coding late at night, sometimes you'll start to get lazy to where you're like tired, but you want to continue. Definitely use the writer dictation or like the speaking into it. You could even just like do it in the chat, like GPT, and then copy paste it into like the Lovable or something if you wanted. Depending on how your voice dictation is like set up or whatever. But that is super helpful when you talk to the vibe code agent with your voice to explain what you want. There are some like certain little there are some like descriptions and things that we use when we're talking that we wouldn't take the time to actually type out. And those little cues are really important for, certain aspects of building, especially when it comes to like UI. Sometimes when you use like a whole bunch of kind of words that you just voice out, the AI kind of puts those together and understands what you mean, rather than you trying to figure it out and like choose a short sentence, to like sum it up for less typing. So definitely when you get a little lazy, don't be afraid to just talk to it and use that. It also helps a lot in the beginning prompt, or whenever you're discussing the prompt with ChatGPT. Because if you just spill the beans to everything to ChatGPT about the platform you want, it will do a really good job of like, summarizing, breaking it all into like steps for the vibe coding. Okay, so yeah, ship, validate, evolve. Validate fast. That's for sure. Yes, build ideas, be the first user. Those are all extremely important. Validate fast. Okay, so for with that is if you're looking to like make money, like with your vibe code app that you're doing, like you want it to be a product, you want it to be something. Um, Validation is definitely 100% key in the beginning because you could be building something that like nobody wants, and then you're just like wasting your time. So if you have an idea for something that is like a actual business or a product, it's definitely worthwhile. Vibe code, like the MVP, the minimum viable. There was a podcast, and I don't know if it was Lovable itself, but it was somebody else. They were saying make the minimum lovable product. So like that, maybe it was from one of the. I've listened to a lot of the executives from Lovable recently, so it could be one of them that were saying it is make the minimum lovable product to get your point across, and then show that to your friends and show that like stick it on your social media, and see if people like it, and if people say that it's a great idea and start sharing it and like people like it, then like you got a solid thing to go on. If people are just like, cool, and nobody tries it out, then like maybe don't put too much time into it. If it's a product. If it's a personal thing and you just want to make it because you want that like for yourself and your community, then like more power to you. Definitely make it, and still make a minimum lovable product. But then like you don't have to look for as much like large amounts of validation. You can kind of just go to those direct people that you think will be using it and like ask about. And then using your product yourself is like huge. There's so many Web3 applications or products that you can tell that they have never used their own product. I mean, well, even when you think about MetaMask, it's like a lot of times it'll be like in Web3, it'll be the developers that are writing the copy that you're seeing on the front of the web page or on the instructions on onboarding or whatever it is. And that's whenever you find that like the instructions are just either too technical or vague, or like they just don't make sense to you as a user. So you want to definitely like after you build your app, like go into an incognito tab or browser, and put in the application, go to it, and like use it like a regular user. Because a lot of times you'll find parts that need to be improved, from a user perspective that you really wouldn't think about if you didn't try it out yourself. Yeah, you can switch to the next slide.
I think that's it.
That was the last one.
I think so.
But yeah, so pretty much like if anybody has any questions, I'd love to answer them. I feel like I've said a whole bunch, but yeah, I'd love to answer questions.
Yeah, I want to say that I think this was a really good presentation. You touched on a lot of really really good foundations and a lot of things that like could happen down the road. This was a really good like general overview on like what could happen and what to avoid and yeah, how not to panic and how to answer things. So yeah, I would say that was a great job. Anyone else have anything? Any questions? Oh, I think Steve's got something. Let's see if he unmutes here. Steve? Meta Mike, what up? Yo, yeah, please chime in, anyone. If you guys have anything you want to ask. I think that was a great job. That was incredible.
Another quick thing I would add here is I don't think anybody else is talking with it.
No.
Another quick thing I would add is that and I've found this out recently, especially if you vibe coded a few times before, is kind of be careful what you put in the first prompts. AI has this way of doing things where it hard codes certain things in it, in the prompt or like in the code itself, like when it's building it. And sometimes that can cause problems down the line. So, like, let's say this is what happened to me just this last 2 weeks was when I was building the original application and vibe coding it, I gave it a CSV, a spreadsheet with all the data in it. Well, it took that as in like that's all the data that I'm going to possibly be putting in it. And I didn't explain enough that that was just like the starting base example of what data will be coming into the app. So it hard coded the rules and like the filters of like what data was in there, um, into the code, and it also put a cap like on how much it put a cap on my database in a sense, because it said to only like display the first 200 rows of the data. So then whenever like I had the rest of everything hooked up, webhooks start coming in and like the number's supposed to go up. Well, on the front end, the number was staying at like 200. And that was because the data that I gave it with like the CSV and those 200 rows that were there, it hard coded that into the application. So even though all the functionality and everything was in there, all working properly, there was this one little line that was in there from the beginning because I gave it those like constraints in the very beginning, like the first prompt, that it just took as in like this is law, and it just like kept code it coded it really coded it in there. So one thing I would be careful with is just don't give it something that will be changed, like right away in the very beginning because of that issue.
Facts. Candy spitting facts. I also call her the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can give it up for Candy right now, thank you for taking the time to make this presentation. Hit C to clap if you can. We did live stream and the whole thing, and we recorded some of it, obviously, for so people can check out what Candy's doing online and with vibe coding. We got some claps from Japan. We got some claps from the U.S. We got some claps from Canada. We got some claps from Argentina, Venezuela, and Mexico. Let's go. Um, the Avatar Me, Meta Mike, J Harmony. The Avatar Me is building an incredible media company. Steve Strange is doing some incredible stuff with his apps. It's an artist hub stack. Josh Garrett is building Metadine, the metaverse, a brand new metaverse built from scratch with code. He's very familiar with Claude, GitHub, been developing for 20 plus years. Marnius, MetaMike, all geniuses in their respect doing the same. Ida X Lab, she's doing the craziest prompting with video generations. In 2 years from now, all this video, all this content, AI content, is going to be so normal. So you guys are ahead of the game. We're all ahead of the game. So um, I just want to say thank you. Candy's going to be like, thanks to Candy, she's going to actually be leading this discussion every week. So every week, she'll be up there. She'll have guests come up. Steve Strange will probably come up there and share his AI journey, because we also want to make it like interactive. We want everybody to be able to like share their screen. If they have questions, pull it up. Everyone's working on something. You could show us what you're working on. Candy is going to start building tools in this workshop for us to use as creators. So if we need visualizers, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you want to create a widget for your website where it has like all your favorite socials and it has the art and it plays music automatically, whatever it might be. So we are we're definitely doing it. And you can pop in anytime you want, and it is also going to be live streamed. So yeah, the whole thing is to get it popping and get it going and build some really cool stuff. Also want to say a little bit about Candy. Candy's a Web3 builder, an entrepreneur, deeply immersed in the blockchain and on-chain projects, uh, and the intersection of music, AI, and decentralized tech. She's a co-founder of WaveWarZ, a platform for live traded music battles on the Solana blockchain, where artists compete in real time with on-chain trading elements. She's co-founded the Zao DAO, I believe, and founded Loans on Base, co-founded, focusing on innovative DeFi and community-driven initiatives. So, with a creative background including design, merch, documentation, video production, her YouTube channel, Candy contributes to vibe coding, AI tools, community building in the crypto space. She has a YouTube presence tied to her handle as well. It's yeah, so she actively shares updates on X about her projects, music battles, and Web3 developments. So she's known for her positive energy, collaborative spirit, and she engages heavy on the bass ecosystem. So she is so dope. She's going to be here, hopefully joining us and leading these discussions. We're going to be having these workshops all the time, and it's going to evolve into everybody leaving home, to have tools to leave with, and to, if they have any questions. Like, I learned a lot today, so I definitely know what she was talking about how like you could experience problems later and reverting, and adding super bass after, towards the end of the project. So shout out to Obi-Wan, shout out to everyone that just got here. What up, Thorium Labs? Yeah, so Candy, any last words? Anything you'd like to say? Anyone want to talk about Claude? Claude is also amazing for code. Josh Garrett, he's been talking about Claude a lot. So yeah. Any questions? Any comments? Any announcements? All right. Cool. Candy, you there? I think she might got rugged. Did she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There you go.
My phone died, so I switched the desktop here.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, no, if anybody has any questions, I'm here, love to answer and help out. And if I was wrong on anything, please let me know. I know there's other people in here with a lot more experience than me, and I'm learning from you guys. So, just correct me if I'm wrong and ask questions. I'm here for you.
Legendary. That's Candy, everybody, aka the Truth. Candy, I don't know if while you were rugged, but I did give like a little bio about you. If I was wrong, let me know. If you check it out in the stream or anything, or if you heard it. Uh, just wanted to make sure I'm on point with that. But yeah, the,
Mic check, mic check.
yo, Steve Strange has entered the building.
Oh my gosh, I finally got this. I
What
knew it was on
up?
my device. What up, bro? This was amazing. Candy, we love you so much. This was great. Stilo, this was a great idea. Candy, this is a great idea. I know y'all were talking about a vibe coding cafe and the potential of this is just going to be, uh, I mean, just amazing. There's a lot of potential here. There's a lot to learn. I need to bring my notes next time. Oh, quick question, Candy. When and where is the slide going to be available? Maybe she had to step away.
That's
Any?
that's
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
that's a great question.
Um, yeah, it's a great question. Maybe I'll just post it on my X, probably. I can do that.
Cool.
Okay, cool,
Up.
cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for that presentation, information, and your time. That was amazing. Good stuff. I definitely want to go over it again because any and all information is good. Stilo, this was amazing. I do want to get in on this for sure. You know, I've been on that caffeine app. I was hitting it diligently, crazy over the weekend because I'm working on some innovating code for building for updating my app that I have out, and I'm excited to kind of get into caffeine and let everybody know what that's about. Caffeine AI is on the ICP Internet Computer Protocol blockchain, and it's going to be amazing as far as the potential of it. So I definitely want to do this at a later date and go over it with all of you guys.
Man, we would love that. Candy, I think there's so much potential, so many different ways we could do so much. I really love like that, people could come up, share their screen, maybe talk about their project and kind of like have a discussion on like what they're working on. Like, we could have like some weeks just themed on, three people coming up and sharing what they're working on and what they've done lately. Like Ida X Lab, she could bring in her the things she's been prompting, and then like Steve can bring in his project and et cetera, et cetera. That's a cool style. I really love like the back and forth style. So like if we could do this again and uh have people more engaged, like more participating, more questions asked, like during everything, rather than yeah, rather than just like watching. It'd be sick if we could like incorporate watching and like participation somehow. I also do love everything you hit on here. I think this is like the foundation. Like you could almost like you should sell this. Just like one of the slides. It's like, hey, this is good. You should sell. Where do I buy this? Really cool. So this is a great infograph, and this I almost want to do this again next week, but like compact it, like cover it again. More compact, more back and forth, more questions, hopefully, so we could like see if people really got it. Because I think people are in here for a reason. One, they're doing crazy things with AI. Two, the community. Three, they want to build their own. So this was great. This was also live streamed into X. Candy was on mobile, y'all, so she could be at the beach chilling and do a presentation, or join a group discussion. This is incredible, and hopefully soon, one of these days, I'm gonna fix the stage a little better and make it really high propped up, so you could like sit on a nice big podium, so you're up there with the slide and your avatar. Or maybe make it so it's a little separated so you could see it as you do your presentation as well. But yeah, so many ideas, and like, yeah, this is definitely gonna grow, definitely gonna build on this. This was a dope session. So many ideas. Candy, any thoughts? Anyone?
Yeah, I was gonna say, for one, I would love to, yeah, Steve Strange, the caffeine AI. I did dig in and like kind of build a little merch shop when I was testing it out. But I know there's a few specific things that are specific to ICP, like the containers. So I would love to hear Steve Strange's uh, presentation on how to use caffeine AI and then like explain the container system a little bit. I'd love
Yeah.
that. And
That
another
that
thing I was gonna say, like with the having other developers, you said with like Mike in here. Um, Honestly, the whole GitHub lingo of like commit, pull, like if somebody could break that down and get that to where I could understand the whole GitHub system a lot easier, that would just be like very helpful because that's one of the things that I've struggled with is knowing exactly like the things in GitHub. The GitHub does a great job of kind of leading you into where you got to go and what you got to do, but just the lingo around that platform. is priceless information for anybody that is vibe coding. But then also, it really crucial to kind of understand if you want to like do any versioning or if you want to, basically create anything for long term. So just to throw that out there, I would love that. I was even thinking like I need like a song or like a rhyme or a poem that I can memorize that has like the GitHub lingo in it.
Yo,
You
you
know,
sh-
Candy,
you
that's
sh-
funny because that's why artists exist, because we would have definitely made that look a lot better. Because the way I feel the same, the way GitHub looks. I mean, if anyone's a developer, I'm sure it's plain and clear in English, but it hurts my eyes so much, and it is frustrating. And again, that's why artists exist, so that we can kind of dress things up so they look more presentable. Because it is crazy to me. One quick insight I do want to bring up is, as far as the potential goes, I loved earlier what you said at the WaveWarZ Vibe Sesh about going into Base, or talking about more Web3 type of integrations, especially with vibe coding, because ultimately that's where a lot of this is going to be, leading into. And as far as like Barcaster and the mini apps and stuff like that, building on that stuff, that would be like Ohara. You said Ohara is really cool to go over. That's another area of potential. So, yeah, these are just definitely very beneficial opportunities that we're looking at right now. Thanks, Hilo.
oh yeah, definitely. Josh, you have anything to say about GitHub? If you don't know Josh Garrett, he's a buddy of mine for while, a couple years here, 2 years now, I think. Let's see. Always pull first, commit often locally, use feature branches more. Don't push f ups to main. Interesting.
Yo, can you hear me okay?
Those
Yo, what up,
great
Josh?
words.
Hey, hey. Yeah, I'd say on GitHub, one thing that could really help you, Candy, is really remember it's sort of the means to track your progress locally first and foremost. So the often committing, it can be really powerful when you're working with these models, because as like you said, it can look at those commit messages, and it can sort of use that as a source of truth between, as you're mentioning, a working version and a non-working version, and being able to roll back easily locally before that gets pushed, to where, especially if you're working in teams, you don't want somebody to pull something down that hasn't been fully tested. So yeah, mainly just considering it your local source of truth, and to commit often for those checkpoints can be really powerful.
Nice. Wow.
Josh, for that. Yeah, I've learned that even when I talk to the GitHub Copilot, like I tell it, you know, look at the last pull request that was, deployed and like see where we kind of left off. That's one thing is with the context of what the context of the code that AI has, you want to always make sure that it knows like that it understands the context when you're doing stuff, because that was kind of the trouble I got into like this last 2 weeks here was just I started using anti-gravity thinking, and I thought it kind of had the whole context of what I was doing, and it didn't, and it kind of just went off on its own thing. But that's how I also recovered all my mistakes, was through GitHub and like telling it to like look at the past commits and the past pull requests. Um, yeah, and I think also like having it update like the README file whenever you get to like certain points to where things are working well. I also found is pretty helpful, because sometimes the AI just goes to like the README file and the repo and then like starts. It doesn't like actually go through all the code. Um, so yeah, no, GitHub, I'm super impressed with GitHub. It's definitely a lot to, there's a little bit of a learning curve. There's a lot to like take in, but it's definitely an amazing platform.
Dope. I'm really excited for this. I think this would be really dope. Like I think like I'm just leaning into AI so much, so I'm really excited for this. I actually look forward to this just as much as the concert. So, Ida X Lab, do you know Candy? Candy, have you met Ida? Ida, are you there?
Hey, Stilo.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, hi, everybody. I'm good. Yes, I know Candy. I've been seeing her works. Sure.
Have you met her yet?
Ah,
Um, Not like anybody else. I haven't met anybody here physically.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, have you spoken to her in spaces or here yet?
No,
She's
but
amazing.
I've been to spaces. Yes, but I
Yeah,
haven't spoken with her.
yeah. She's amazing. She's a super mom, and she's just like you. Really, everybody in here right now is obviously here for a reason. They have crazy strengths. So I really want to connect everybody, make sure like you guys like before you leave, you make sure you say hi to each other because everybody here is a star. I was just about to curse. So, but yeah, I'm excited. So next week we're gonna be doing this every week, an hour before the concert. So that way it kind of just blends in, And if you can't make the concert, at least you made this. Candy prepared a beautiful presentation with 15 slides. She covered like all the basics of AI, like vibe coding, and with the best of her ability. She knows she's humble. She's not like Vita like Buterin or something, but she's on her way to being her own thing. So, um, thank you for sharing. Like I learned a lot, and I also like you touched on a lot of points I've went through lately. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm actually really excited for this. I can't wait to dig into caffeine as well. I've never seen it before. Like I did it once, and it was okay. Like I just had a little tough time with the UI, even though it looks really good. It was just like hard for me at the moment, but yeah, I'm excited for this. And remember, I think we should do this again next week, but like faster and like more compact and like more hopefully people have more questions because we're like touching on it again, and we'll just like really get these foundations really strong, and then we could you could like build a widget right in front of us, and we could do it. We could also do it together, right? Because anyone can just put input and be like, oh, well, what about this type of thing, or what about this idea? So we're gonna start making tools in here. I kind of just thought of a name, Candy. This thing I've had, it's so funny. I like create these things, and then they just come up. But it would be so dope, you guys, if we called the AI part like the new internet crew or something. Like new internet. Hold on, I have a logo here. Where are you? I made this logo a while back, and I'm like, man, I'd love to wear this. It had like a cool. I think here's one of them. So I don't know. This might be kind of cool to do as the
oh yeah, like
yeah. This would be a really cool like for the cyber or for the Vibe Code Cafe. This would be like the good emblem for it.
like
So
the
cool.
cyber theme you got going on too. Actually, this presentation here was made in Notebook LM. What I did was copy pasted parts of the Lovable guide, like the URLs, and gave it as the
Ooh.
source. And then I also took a PDF because you can't upload JPEG or PNG to Notebook LM. You can only upload PDF. But I took a PDF picture of the CyberFi site, and I gave it, so the sources were from Lovable, and the PDF of the site was the other sources. So then when I told it to make the slides, I told it to use the same 90s cyberfi theme that the PDF had. And that's how it matched your style. Because I know Notebook LM kind of usually just does its own style. But I found this way, if you do give it a PDF picture, it will kind of copy the style. So just for info there.
Also, Candy, heads up, Gemini 3 has some pretty cool integrations. They have a Notebook LM option in there in Gemini 3, so you can just kind of mix and match all these things. Like whatever you have in your Notebook LM, it'll come up in Gemini 3 and it'll just put
Damn.
together whatever you're looking for.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Another like presentation that I would like to give maybe here down the line is just showing people how to hook up basic APIs.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, like I know a lot of times you can build the front end all you want in the vibe coding, but then when you're ready to like, okay, I want to schedule my post to X or to I want to do this to YouTube, you got to go grab those APIs. And just learning your way around like the dev section of websites and like learning kind of what to do with the APIs or like what they look like and stuff like that, I found, can be helpful to kind of get you through those points a lot
Yeah.
quicker.
Yo, you guys like my new AI agent? Wi-Fi is water. Sapphire. She's so dope,
Yeah, bro, that was a good move.
And
bro.
I also wanted to know how you did that. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, it's so awesome. All right. Wow, what an amazing session. And guess what? That was just practice. That was our first time. So this is going to be dope. The new internet crew session, huh? The new internet crew. Um, okay, so next week, let's do it again. And then we'll have the concert. I want to say thank you for coming through, Candy. We're gonna integrate this and name this a lot better because obviously this is so cool what we're doing, and I want to do more of it, and I want to involve everybody. So let's do this again. See you next week. I'm gonna now. We're gonna migrate over to the entrance. If you gotta go, it's okay. I love you. Thank you for being here. This I hope we brought value to your day. Also, the avatar me, Raul, are you here? Let's see if Raul's in the building. Raul. All right, he's away. He's AFK. All right, so we're gonna go back to the entrance and we're gonna go rock the concert. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully, if we see you here next week, an hour earlier before the concert starts is when we're going to be doing this stuff. So, very cool. And yeah, we're just going to rock out for a little bit, have the little after party, stretch our legs, get loose with it. And it's things are about to get real serious around here, so I'm really stoked for that. Really stoked for everybody too, because everyone's killing it. If anybody has anything to say, please feel free to say hello. We can't just not hear from everybody that's here. We can't just have you guys lurking. We gotta have you guys saying what up from whatever part of the world.
Friend requests are sent out every here and there.
There
Good
you
to meet
go.
everyone. Yeah, I gotta head out, but much loved, and we'll definitely speak and dance very soon. Enjoy,
Uh,
everyone.
Dope, Steve. Thank you, Steve Strange. And yes, thank you, Steve Strange. I definitely follow each other, y'all. And yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Darn. All right, who's ready to rock? Let's get it. Oh, I see Puerto Rico has entered the chat. Ireland. has entered the chat. Oh yeah, it was Steve. What I was gonna say was, our friends from Japan. It's 1 in the morning here. iClip and Kumiko. 7 Plus is in Malaysia or Thailand, I think. Uh, we got people from everywhere, all around the world, and they're using translator apps. So this is pretty freaking awesome, man. I love it, and I can't wait to see like Candy in VR going next slide, next slide. Oh my God, that's gonna be dope. Or Steve, next slide. All right,
Dope Stilo, wow,
Aiden.
great application by the way, Candy. Really good.
Hey, El Tio,
I was
man, you
working
gotta,
on it.
you
I
gotta
really
do.
enjoy it too.
Yeah, man, you gotta do an Arweave workshop soon, all right?
Yeah, we'll organize it in the future. Definitely down for that.
Yeah, dude. Every Wednesday, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST is gonna be the new internet crew session, and basically we just vibe on the new internet, vibe code, all that good stuff. So let's bring
In
it.
the future.
Yeah, man. All right, I'm getting the music ready. Linda, how are you? Everybody, how are you? Kumiko, Rion.
Yo,
Downloads.
yo, brother.
Yo, yo, is that Aiden?
Yeah, baby.
Hey,
That's it.
man, you see that? Hey, one day I could be at the airport and you'd be like, hey, yo, yo, brother. And I'm like, Aiden, what up? And we never even met.
100%. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here.
How you been?
You
What's
know,
going
I'm
on?
trying to attend more.
Yeah.
Yeah, same same stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, I
you
mean,
could say.
try and come as much as you can, but definitely we're gonna be here. We're gonna do it. We're gonna grow. We're gonna build. If you miss it and you can't be here, definitely check out the live stream. If you can't make it, y'all, repost it, retweet it, comment, drop an emoji. Like this is for people and it's for us to get that extra community where we all help each other out, grow, and share knowledge. So. Uh, Definitely share it out, you guys. All right.
100%. By the
It,
way, this I didn't say like the last event. This stage looks wicked. I mean, you really did an awesome job with all the
oh yeah.
animations and
You know,
movements.
guess who did it?
Well, if I could guess,
Seven.
um, uh, what? Who did it?
Go ahead, guess.
It's the same from the Stilo World, the original one with
Nope.
the
This one,
Cyber Baby.
nope. This one, 7 Plus did this. 7 Plus did this, and he has it for sale. Actually, I think they're like $20. Where,
Nice.
yeah, you could download it and then include it in your prefab, and you can take it with you anywhere you want. So you could like add it in your space. Like just to like all. This is just a prefab, so I just added it, and it's pretty cool.
Wow. Actually, that's pretty amazing, to tell
Yeah,
you the
he
truth.
he has a bunch of stuff too. Like I love what he does, how he puts it for sale. I love that he puts his 3D assets for sale. Like like you scroll, you could see all the assets, purchase, buy, all that jazz.
Yeah, 100%. It's actually it's a creator economy that is not translated pretty well here on Spatial, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't think it's translated very well in Spatial. I don't think it's really translated anywhere yet. We've been kind of talking about this for years. Like I'm like, man, where's the digital fashion where I upload my picture, I could sell a shirt in here. Everyone can have fun with each other's stuff, like swag it out. Let me get some glasses, dude. Like let me get some like dope ass shades. So I definitely agree with you. There's definitely a lot missing, but the space is figuring itself out right now, and it's only up from here. I think I don't know if you saw, but I have this like hype cycle chart over there over by the auditorium, and it tells you like where the metaverse is, where the DAOs are, where NFTs are. And right now, obviously AI is like at the very top, and metaverse is at the very
Oh
bottom.
yeah.
So, um, but that only means that, it's time for the metaverse to grow. So, um, it's only gonna grow from here. Like I really do believe that like this is it, dude. Like last year was the worst and it was still dope. So imagine in another year, 6 months from now. And then I just like I don't know if you've gotten into vibe coding, or I don't know if you know how to code, but I've been hanging out with Josh Garrett, Meta Mike in the Metadyne Builders Corner, and that's like been so cool because like you are who you are around. So it's been really fun to like just be in there for hours till like 3 in the morning drinking Red Bull and like working on our projects and stuff. Guys, if you don't know, Cyberfi is my new application. I created it on Lovable with Vibe Code, and basically it's a live drop platform. So anything you have coming, you guys, live, if you have an art drop, a song, an event, a web app, a 3D environment, a prefab, a car, a digital car, like whatever it is, Cyberfi is that place that gives super notifications. So that way you get an email, like whoever registers for your event, you're going to get the tech where you get super notifications in your email. You're going to get an email when you register, the day of, the hour before, and when it goes live. Also, there's a smart calendar where it integrates with your calendar in your phone. So like guys, use this tool, all right? Like create a profile. I just added profile pages today. Pretty freaking cool. Um in fact, let me just show it to you really quick before we get started. Um but yeah, and then like I'm gonna be adding like point systems and stuff like that, where like the more points you have, like the more authentic your profile is. So check this out, Aiden. I'm gonna share this tab with you guys. So this is the coolest app ever, right here. I mean, that I've ever made. You know, um, this is the coolest app I've ever made, and I'm really, really stoked and proud of it. Um, Check it out, you guys, right here. So, basically, if you guys can tell, there's the website, discover events for you. There's all these events here. So there's like you could do, there's an X space here, another Twitter space. There's a Second Life event. There's WaveWarZ live right now. Super Wednesday should be live right now. I don't know why it isn't. 1 p.m. EST. Oh, yeah. 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this should be live. Maybe it only lets one live event at a time. So this is a code I need to fix. But I also put featured spaces, you guys. So like you could automatically go to Lisbeth's My African Dream, or Piochi, or Ida X Lab Game Lab, or Thorium Lab Sanctum Ridge, or right here to the Dope Stilo Music Club. You could submit your space. If you click Start Building, it goes to Spatial's templates. So you can make your own template, and it encourages people to do their own templates. So there's a bulletin board. I see LM on it, Meta Mic. Um, and then obviously the about, where I created like
Today, we're going to
infographics.
dig into a platform that's trying to fix one of the biggest headaches of being online right now. It's
Whoa.
all about bringing
I created this like infograph, and then like this video and another infograph here. um yeah, and then there's a time zone converter. This is where the magic's at. Create an event. Look how easy it is. Super Wednesday. Add your image, you click and you go, what is it? Is it an event? Is it an NFT drop? Is it a digital drop? Is it a website launch? So I'm going to say it's an event, so I'll just leave it. And then I just click. It's tomorrow at 1 p.m. And this is all EST, select event type. You go, oh, art exhibit, cozy meetup, workshop, fashion show. platforms. Okay, well, I'm going to be doing it in Spatial, but my friend is in Second Life, Raul, it's the avatar me. He's going to stream it over there. So I'm going to click Second Life. Oh, and then Candy, she's going to be actually streaming it on Twitter Space. So I'm going to hit X Space. So there, boom, boom, boom. Or then you're gonna do there's a GitHub as well here. So if you release something on GitHub, there's your event link, description, there's a time zone converter. And you know how like in London the time zone doesn't change but America does? So this will put that all into perspective. So any time zone you want, boom. What time is it in Japan right now? Let's see. 11:50. Oh, it is 1:50 a.m. in Japan. 1:50 in the morning in Japan right now. So, pretty cool stuff. There's the recurring events feature, which you guys, you know we need this, right? The number of events. Then you could put the episode number. So let's say I'm at 207. It'll do the recurring events 208, 209, 210, etc., etc. So, this is pretty cool. Just created the profile pages, by the way, where now you have followers. And you can also hit notify if you're live. So I can hit, oh, hey man, I'm live right now. It's Super Wednesday. I pick the event and then I hit send live to all my followers. And then all the followers get the notification that you're live right now. So this is pretty freaking cool. We got followers, following, created events, attended events, your PFP, your banner, your wall, followers, badges. Tomorrow there's a second life event, Rompe el Bumper. And then, yeah, this is today here. So these are all the events coming up. Piochi's Bomber Night. This is the iClips event that I registered for. When you register, look how cool this is. Confetti, and then you hit Twitter X. Look how good this looks. It tells you the time, the date, and the platform all automatically. Register once, get notified automatically. So, yeah, man, this is what I built, you guys. Hopefully, you use it. Get your profiles today. Sign up, please. Soon, I'm gonna add some more engagement and like really cool stuff. So, you know what I mean? Let's get it. What do you guys think? Yay! We got one clap. All right, let's go. Without further ado, hello, Lisbeth. All right, let's get it. Dun 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 dun. Just setting up the stream now. Aiden, what'd you think of the app? Not bad, huh? Not too bad.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, man.
Actually, the things you can create these days with
Oh my
Lazarable and
God. Kidding
App
me?
44. I've been creating like with Canvas for Gemini. The things you can do this like with a simple prompt is
Whew.
obscene,
Crazy.
obscene.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at the app I
And I
just
have
made.
friends.
In a week. It took me months of
Yeah, it's obscene.
brainstorming,
It's
though. It took me like 4 months to brainstorm, 5 months, but then once I knew what I wanted, it really hit. So, and then it just took like a week to make. So, hopefully you come to the vibe code part. We have the vibe coding workshop the hour before this event, and it just goes into this. So,
oh nice.
yeah. So next week, if you want to come through, come an hour earlier, and then you'll catch the whole presentation. We had an amazing presentation by Candy today. So, all right.
Well, actually,
oh, whoops.
oh,
Go.
sorry.
Oh, no, go
Never
ahead.
mind.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, it's like the the entire power of all these new tools like Lovable and all these things. I don't brainstorm at all. I spew anything I just want at these things, and I just create all the time. And actually, it's a good filtering mechanic.
Right. Dope. All right, who's ready? Who's ready to get refreshed, re-energized, and ready to rock for the next work week? For this work week, excuse me.
Hello, and welcome to the Dope Stilo Music Club. Make sure to stay tuned for the freshest drops.
Give me some claps if you can hear that.
Welcome to Spatial. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle. Thank you. Let's make memories. Who's ready to rock out? So grab a hand, grab a paw, and we'll see you on the dance floor. Thank you, avatars. Error. Make sure you subscribe to the Dope Stilo Music Club on YouTube. Welcome to Stilo World. You know you're rocking with the best.
Yo, what up? Welcome to Super Wednesday 207. Friends, family, participants, everyone on the live stream, thank you for making this extraordinary day possible. Namaste and a warm welcome to Super Wednesday 207. A huge thank you for all of you joining us. Thank you for joining us at the Vibe Coding Cafe. You've traveled from near and far, from all points of the world, and you showed up with your biggest smile and the best dances. Special gratitude to Cyber5. Super Wednesday, shining harder than ever. Let's go. As we dive into the evening of music, feasts, dances, and heartfelt celebrations, let's raise our glasses to love, unity, and new beginnings. Let's go. 2026. It's our first Super Wednesday in the new year. Let's get it. Got some new music. Who wants to hear some new music?
Welcome to Stilo World.
Where you at? Where you been? Paradise with all my friends.
Brand new music.
Chillin' back, reminiscing.
Let's go.
People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address gonna be paradise.
Hello, welcome to
Nothing
Stilo
less up
World.
in paradise. Poppin' and you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise. I'm a star already. Coming from the bottom, keep my arm ready. Mama said, be strong, keep the calm, I'm heavy. Now I'm throwing up this cash and I'm counting this fatty. Nothing you can take can make me fall already. I thought about these raps in the dark already. Turning this pain in the heart, bitch, I graduated. I'm in the rain so far, keep the calm and steady. Where you at, where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address gonna be paradise. Nothing less up in paradise. Pop and then you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise. I take paradise to go, man, it's in my vision. All I really want is moms and that's as I dip it. Out of sight, out of category, on a mission. Can't stop with the dreams and the ambition. I'm getting money and I bet you can tell the difference. I got a plan, man, focus on the intuition. Back to the wall. Back to the wall. Amazing how we come on with it. Where you at? Where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address gonna be paradise. Nothing less up in paradise. Pop and then you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise.
Look at the past, look at me now. We rising up, they just want us down. Playing with your life can bring the new people round. Family dog gather round. Hush, not a sound. We're climbing out the mud, coming from the ground. Look at the past, look at me now. We rising up, they just want us down.
Waking up in the slum, this heavy night, beautiful. Baby, keep calm, ready. You get money in my hand, in my palm already. Said I couldn't do it, then you lost already. Put the pen in the back, keep the arms steady. Don't forget where we at, ain't that complicated. Don't forget what you had, bitch, I concentrate. Don't forget what you had, keep the calm and steady. Where you at, where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address gon' be paradise. Nothing less up in paradise. Pop 'em and lay down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise.
Brand new music, you heard it here first. Let's go. Who is rocking with my new track, Paradise? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Another brand new track. Let's get it. It's called Together.
I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission.
Brand new music. Let's go. You guys are about to hear a snippet of my new album. Let's go. Your boy's about to be rocking.
I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission. I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission. If I'm with it, and you're with it, just know we can stay together. Work together. If I'm with it, and you're with it, just know we can stay together. Work together. Kissing on the sunset, driving to the sunlight. Girl, this our time. Girl, this our life. You can't try and cage us. I got the combination. I got time to chase ya. So put your hands up, man, bring it on up. Cause you know we ageless. We young. Yeah. Throw your hands up, man, bring it on up. Cause you know we ageless. I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission. I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission. If I'm with it, and you with it, just know we can stay together. Work together. If I'm with it, and you with it, just know we can stay together. Work together, together. I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission. I'm the hottest in the hood, I'm the freshest on the block, man. This is my ambition to get this commission. If I'm with it, and you're with it, just know we can stay together. Work together. If I'm with it, and you're with it, just know we can stay together. Work together, together. Have some more whiskey, roll this sticky. Run with me, we can run this city. 15 on last 100. Took 5 shots and I hit the ground running like DJ, put it on replay. We can break records. DJ, put it on replay. Live, we can stay together. Let's play all night long. Let's play like once when we were young. Let's kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. Hear the siren, hear the ghetto bird. Hear the siren, hear the ghetto bird. Hear the siren, hear the ghetto
Huh. Wonder why it's not going.
Hello, welcome to Stilo World.
This is my brand new album coming soon.
So cold like January.
Hello, welcome to Stilo World.
Where you at? Where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address gonna be paradise.
Hello, welcome to
Nothing
Stilo
lasts up
World.
in paradise. Poppin' and you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise. I'm a star already. Coming from the bottom, keep my armor ready. Mama said, be strong, keep the karma heavy. Now I'm throwing up this cash and I'm counting this fetty. Nothing you can take can make me fall already. I thought about these raps in the dark already. Turning this pain in the heart, bitch, I graduated. I'm in the rain so far, keep the karma steady. Where you at, where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address call me paradise. Nothing lasts up in paradise. Pop and then you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise. I take paradise to go, man, it's in my vision. All I really want is moms and that's as I dip it. Out of sight, out of category, on a mission. Can't stop with the dreams and the ambition. I'm getting money and I bet you can tell the difference. I got a plan, man, focus on the intuition. Back to the wall. Back to the wall. Amazing how we come on with it. Where you at, where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address call me paradise. Nothing lasts up in paradise. Pop and then you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise.
Look at the past, look at me now. We rising up, they just want us down. Playing with your life and bring the new people round. Family at the church, dog, background. Hush, not a sound. We're climbing out the mud, coming from the ground. Look at the past, look at me now. We rising up, they just want us down.
Waking up in the slums, heavy but not beautiful. Baby, keep calm, ready. I'm getting money in my hand, in my palm already. Said I couldn't do it, then you lost already. Put the pen in the back, keep the arms steady. Don't forget what we had, make that complicated. Don't forget what you had, bitch, I concentrate. Don't forget what you had, keep the calm and steady. Where you at, where you been? Paradise with all my friends. Chillin' back, reminiscing. People looking at me different. So cold like January. Address gonna be paradise. Nothing lasts up in paradise. Pop and then you lay it down. Living free up in paradise. Doing me up in paradise. Sipping wine up in paradise. Looking fine up in paradise.
Brand new music. This is my new album, y'all. I hope see you moving, let's go.
You the money, I'm the envelope. You the money, I'm the envelope. You amazing girl, don't you know? We on the same side, same team. We got the same drive, same dreams. And at the same time, same scheme. Just stay on time and stay on me. Just stay on time and stay on beat. It's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. I let her take me. It's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. I let her take me. You the money, I'm the envelope. At the same time, same team. Got the same drive, got the same dreams. I reign supreme, we stay serene. Gotta flow, yeah. Can't be caught in the middle, can't be caught in the middle. Gotta stay free. I see the magic in your eyes, it's just no limit. I see the light in the sky, it's just infinite. It's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. I let her take me. It's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. I let her take me. Oh, it's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. And let it take me. Baby, we winning, popping this Henny. Started with a penny, peanut butter jelly. Me and mama steady, mama moving heavy. Now we're looking at the sun and we riding in the Jeep. Yeah, thinking about the future and where we gon' sleep. Riding in the Jeep while we looking at the sun. Waiting on me, God got 'em on the run. Now I'm out here, now look at me. It's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. I let her take me. It's me and you, baby. Just come and save me. I let her take me.
Thank you for coming to the Dope Stilo Music Club. Who's ready to rock out? So grab a hand, grab a paw, and we'll see you on the dance floor. Thank you, avatars. Error.
You said I couldn't do it, so I thank you. You said I couldn't do it, so I'm grateful. You said I couldn't do it, so I thank you. You said I couldn't do it, so I'm grateful. The world watch, I know I'm a star. Go pop, I know I'm a winner. Watch and remember.